And welcome to a special Night of Champions edition of Wednesday Nights Overbooked. I am your host, the Joker's Voice, and with my stage right, is my partner on the show. He's the co-pilot of the show. Surprisingly, going back over his picks, he did not have a lot of bad takes going into this show. That is Mr. LeftEyeEgo. Ego, how are you, sir?
Just as surprised as you did that I got the ones that I got right tonight. So I'm like, I will take my good picks in stride. I'll take it in stride.
You know what, sir? Just for that, you're going to get the one of these. and we got some folks in the chat already. Let me see who we got here. We have from move up here. From Huntsville, Alabama, Keely Chow. Roll Tide, sir. Roll Tide, and a alum of the Crimson Tide. Got a nice big win today. Also in the chat, Mr. Eric Douglas. Hello, Joker and Ego. Hello, sir. How are you? So, Night of Champions. Saudi show. Generally, not very exciting shows. As I've said, when they added the king and the queen of the ring and added this new wrinkle where you get a championship opportunity, made it a little more interesting, put some stakes in it. On the whole, I would say this was a decent show. It wasn't the greatest show I've ever seen. It was far from the worst Saudi show I've seen. And we've seen some main roster PLEs that have been pretty bad. I'm just saying. Ego, your initial thoughts on Night of Champions? I gave it a 7 out of 10.
You know what? I will also go 7 out of 10. I went in not thinking it was going to be that good of a card, even though the way that it was structured was pretty decent. I didn't think we'd have as many twists or turns what would be that as fun as it was. So the fact that we had, the twists and turns that we did was, hey, that was a great card for a Saturday afternoon, which typically we don't say about these kinds of shows, these kinds of PLEs. So I'll take the win, 7 out of 10.
6 matches, 3 hours, which again, not going to lie, I was expecting, and I said this on our last show, that because this is in Saudi and the main sponsor is Riyadh season, which we didn't see a lot of ads for Riyadh season, but there was a lot more if you count the entrances. 64% of the show was wrestling not related. So I can't complain. I mean, it's a more enjoyable show when there's more wrestling related stuff in a wrestling show. I'm just saying, all of that, it might work out that way. And I'm looking at the chat right now. We got about 3 to 4 likes right now. We would love to get to doubles on these streams. So if you haven't done already, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Easy, free way to engage the show. If you look down below in the description, you'll find my links, Ego's links to our YouTube channels, along with everyone else who has a YouTube channel on Wednesday Nights Overbooked, where we would all love your eyeballs, your watch hours, your likes, your subscriptions. So if you don't mind, folks,
I'd say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
Why, thank you, Harley. And also a great way to engage the show, to support the show. There's also the link to that Joker Voice merch store. Let's see what else we got in the chat going on right here. Really, sir? Really? Wow. Wow. Again, sir.
Be your own people.
The hatred so far. We got 5 likes and 3 watching. Thank you very much, Eric Douglas. So let's get started right away as we open the show with the first match on ESPN proper, which was the finals of the King of the Ring, Obafemi versus Jey Uso. Now, I think on Wednesday Nights Overbooked, we all unanimously picked Oba to take this match.
Pretty much, yeah.
Was that the case? Okay. match. The intro started at about 10:02, which I was surprised there wasn't a whole recapping all this hoopla stuff. Started at about 10:02, and then when the final bell rang, it was about 10:18, so about 16
minutes, yeah.
total minutes. Not bad. The match itself was about 7 minutes, so there was more intro than there was match. I mean, because you had Jay who had to yeet to the ring, and then he had to run it back.
That was. You see, he didn't run it all back. He jogged that one back. He did this and then this. He's like, okay, I need to start. I can't eat no more. That's all I got.
Well, he was actually glad that his opponent was Oba, who also they have him do the aura farming, so he got a chance to catch his breath. Basic match, simple match. My only criticism is Jay got too much offense in against someone like Oba.
Yes.
So your quick thoughts on this match?
I didn't like the offense that Jay put in because they're kind of like power moves that he put in, and that's not his skill set. So the fact that he's doing these moves that are legitimately hurting Oba.
Well, Danny, I left you the link, so come on in. When you can.
Yeah, I mean, it took him. The move sets didn't make sense. You would think that a bruiser against someone that's kind of not necessarily a cruiserweight, but someone that's a lot smaller would utilize the speed over the strength. But Jay's hitting him with power moves that are supposed to work.
Well,
then
he started off the offense he got in with those suicide dives that knocked Oba against the ringside. So Oba was selling the ribs a lot. So, and Jay's going for a lot of body shots, hit two super kicks that completely missed Oba's head.
I saw that. That was awful. He had a whole big ass shoulder region. He's like, nope, I'm gonna go for a headshot and then miss. Like, come on, man. Even if you just roundhouse the back and kind of did it that way, that makes sense. But I'm talking things like the spear in the corner of the ring. I'm just like that. I was like, come on, man. Like it was a weird watch, and it was a completely weird watch to see him just try to go power moves against someone that was bigger. Like the thing is that even the first match that Brock had with Oba, he wasn't selling those moves.
No,
so I'm surprised why
he
be selling.
He get completely sold those
right.
shoulder tackles in the corner. I know.
Nice.
Try to make Jay look good. That's a big ask. But ultimately, that running uppercut was just a thing of beauty that he hit
nice.
Jay with.
It was nice.
And then from that, it was the big toss, the fall from grace. 1, 2, 3.
Your ruler has arrived.
And thank God they made the right decision. As I said on Wednesday,
man.
This was the only decision that would have made sense. And thank God we have Oba family. And then that his little promo at the end, like off it felt very much off the top of his head. I am the ruler. Again, who he's going to pick. I think we know who he's going to pick. They're just kind of setting that up on Monday Night Raw. I'm sure we'll get the answer because Roman Reigns will be in the building that for that night. We will get there.
No, I was gonna say that even the pose that he did with the crown, I'm like, yo, that's a t-shirt. Like that silhouette, that isn't like I didn't know how he was gonna do the pose with the crown, but the way he did it, I'm like, if you put that on a t-shirt, I will buy it. I don't know what kind of merch he has out now, but like two things I'm waiting for are The Obafemi T-shirt.
Fucking Mark!
Whatever. I'm just waiting for the T-shirt and the action figure. Okay, whatever.
Oh, I mean, if they get an Obafemi Funko Pop, I'm all over.
Oh, see,
Yeah, so that's fine. You can do it.
okay.
Ego, no,
You
ego.
want me to mark out? Uh-huh.
No. No. You can play with that toy there. When I said if they make an Obafemi Funko Pop, I would get that. That's your cue to play with that toy there. No,
I'll see.
do it. No. Play with the toys. The toys. You know the toys that you're not supposed to play with.
Oh, I can. Oh, that would be awesome. Okay, if that happens. Okay.
So let's restart. If they come up with an Obafemi Funko Pop, I would buy that.
You fucking Mark!
There you
Yeah.
go.
There we go. I got it. Figured it out.
There we go. So then we had the finals of the Queen of the Ring, Liv Morgan versus Io Sky.
Nice.
If you wanted to use that toy again, I would hold it against you. Not the toy I was thinking about, but that works too. I mean, I could never get enough EO. So it started off. It started off where I'm like, okay. It started off. The match ended, and I'm getting ready for the intros of the next match, and all of a sudden I hear very nice, very evil, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna get a Danhausen segment, and then we hear trouble. Liv comes out, says that he owes the Judgment Day a lot of money that he stole from them, and if he doesn't give it back, bad things are going to happen to him. And then
You are cursed!
thank you, Danhausen. Knicks fans are happy around the world. The minute that happened, you kind of knew already.
Yeah,
Now,
you did. Absolutely.
The match itself, I will say this. We've said this before. Liv Morgan, as of 3 years ago, you're not talking about her as a championship contender, anything of this nature. She's put in a lot of work, and she's becoming much better in-ring wrestler. Io was selling a knee, was a rather routine move that she was selling her knee with, but I liked Liv's addition of that half crab, and then almost standing up into the lion tamer pose. Now this match here started. The intro started at about 10:30. At about 10 till 11 is when the final bell rang. So this went a full 20 minutes. The match itself, they gave these women 15 minutes. So again, you give people time, you're going to get a better product, better matches. And I'm looking at the chat right here. We're at about 7 or 8 likes, folks. So we're well on our. So we could very easily, before the show is over, reach that double digits. And if we get to double digits for the stream, even though we didn't reach our goal from last Wednesday, this will carry over, and we will get a special segment to start. Wednesday night is overbooked, which is what we all want. So, Ego, your thoughts on Liv and Io. Hello, Mr. Tully Television. How are you, sir?
It started out with a little bit of drama with Danhausen, which is great. Again, you're right. When they give them room to work, you're going to get a good match, especially with someone like Liv, who's put in a tremendous amount of work for the last 3 years, and Io, who is incapable of having a bad match. Basically, just said, "Hey, you guys go. You got more than 9 minutes. Do what you want to do." And that was great. Especially with Liv going back to the half crab, which was great because that's what got Charlotte eliminated, and they're going back to that. Io doing a great job selling the leg, the left knee, hyping the crowd up when she could. I mean, it was overall was a good match. It just shows that hey, you don't have to make all the women's matches under 9 minutes. You only need that for like 2 wrestlers, and one we saw tonight. So you have the ability to go,
which was right about 9 minutes, I think.
Right, and I think it was a good, nicely timed match and a good conclusion. But that we know that's going to get run back. I was surprised that
I was not surprised.
Did not interfere. I was. But I mean, I didn't know how it would work with a clean win. So I mean, I guess they're going to run it back at SummerSlam now. But I don't know if we'll talk about that later or not. So
no, definitely are, because we did not waste any time because a lot of thoughts was if Io wins, she would challenge Rhea because that's a big match for SummerSlam. I've been saying no, they're going to run it back and do Liv and Io again at SummerSlam, because then Io wins the title there. Now you have it set up for Crown Jewel, presumably, fingers crossed that this injury to Rhea is not that serious. You can run Io and Rhea at Crown Jewel for the Crown Jewel Championship, which means nothing. Both as champions. Rhea can finally get a win where neither of their titles are on the line.
On the line. Okay.
So
I see. I see what you mean. Okay.
So what we got here?
Okay. I'll give you that.
Wow, sir.
Oh,
Sir. Well, he's a Cowboys fan. He's one of your people, sir.
It's fair.
So I'm just saying. I mean, is this some conspiracy here? You guys, as of going on here, you guys.
It is a conspiracy of one because I have no idea.
You guys are talking behind the scenes here.
It must be telepathy that goes one way.
So as if you notice in the thumbnail, you may have seen this image before. I made a video about a month and a half ago predicting the winners of the King and Queen of the Ring. And I'm happy to say that
your ruler has arrived.
And as of right now in the show, I am 2 for 2 so far, feeling very confident as someone who joined the chat, was in the chat. Danny the Dork Knight actually picked Jay and Liv to win these matches.
Boo this man!
Somebody with worse takes than LeftEyeEgo. We have actually found him. Wow. Whoa, Tully. Whoa.
Uncalled for, sir.
Whoa. Wow. That is.
Oh! Fatality.
Tully bringing the heat on that one. Holy crap-a-noli. And that brought us then to Steel Cage. Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. Match went about with entrances and everything about 27 minutes total. This was going to be this was a nice plunder match. Hard hitting match. Just what I expected. Was not expecting blood in a Saudi show because the Saudis generally don't like the blood. So if anything happened, it was going to be incidental. We got color though, right above his eye, and Braun was wearing a half mask. The highlight of that match was that superplex.
Yeah.
Off the cage through a table, and I'm like, oh, that must suck. I would not volunteer to take that bump. There was
it was a rough bump.
Yeah, there was one moment. What does Braun do? No, he's not. God, tell me you don't know. Tell me you don't know what buried means without saying it. Braun Breaker is not buried. He is fine. He is in. I mean, he's going to have to deal with the street profits, and that'll end up being end up being a 6-man match. So with Seth as well. So Seth and the Profits versus Logan, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's probably your SummerSlam match there. But yeah, and there was some very nice. There was some very very nice false finishes in there. I had when Seth hit that pedigree and then the curb stomp. I'm like, okay, that's it. 1, 2, and I'm like, oh, because Braun had gone for a spear, missed, and went through the table, and I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm like, oh crap, it's still going.
Yeah.
So, your thoughts on that match?
It was great. It was a nice match. It was good. I don't know if they looked between their legs before they hit that spot off the top rope, off the top of the cage for the superplex. I was like, otherwise, it looked like they just did that almost blind, and I was like, that is absolutely nuts, because I couldn't see a spot where they looked before they actually just started falling back like that. It was a big move. Good high risk, high reward on that one. The good payoff. The super stomp. That's new for me. I liked that.
You've never seen the avalanche stomp?
No, I just didn't do the regular stomp, which is why I was like, I mean, I get it. It just didn't really look like it had anything to it. So the avalanche looked a lot cooler. I was like, hey, that should be your move from now on. I like that a lot. I like that a lot better than just your regular stomp. But me seeing it for the first time and seeing him pull it out as the last desperation stomp that he would use was a great finish to it. And the Braun Breaker blood mask was cool, like the blood, like a bloody Phantom of the Opera. It's like, yeah, that's perfect. So it was a good match. I actually enjoyed it.
And at this point, I was 3 for 3. At this point, and I think let's see, I think Brad and Matt had picked Braun to win, and then you all also had Seth. So you and I were going. I think you and I were both running 3 for 3 so far.
Yeah, at that point, yeah, 3 for 3.
All right, what else we got here?
Let's see if I got it on here too. Which one we picked? Go ahead.
Was the blood the hard way? Yes, there was blood. It was the hard way because Saudi does not do the will not let you blade. So it definitely was the hard way. And that brought us to our first of 3 title matches. For the United States Championship, Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints, I think, is showing a lot more folks that he is much better in the ring than what he has been booked as thus far.
Absolutely.
The initial pop during the entrances was unfortunately about as excited as the crowd got for this match. The crowd was, they got excited for the finish, and they got excited for the entrances. The rest of the in-ring stuff wasn't a lot. Okay, I mean, they're going to have to do better. As again, this is a opponent that not a lot of folks have seen.
Right.
I did like the homage to Eddie right there when.
That was nice. I like that.
This is true. Yes, and this was Danny's first of the night. Was Trick and Ricky. I mean, it was the right call because I think the bigger match at SummerSlam, you could make it a triple threat if you want to, but there's a lot of history, a lot of story going back to NXT between Trick and Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
Start telling that story. This can be a feud that can last for a while now. I'm looking at the chat over here, folks. I'm seeing like nine likes. One away to talk to Momo. Talk to Momo. We love Momo here. And we want to talk to Momo because we want to do a special segment for you guys. Next Wednesday night is overbooked. So your thoughts on the on Trick and Ricky Saints?
I don't think the crowd really gave that match justice. I mean, it was to me, it was one of the cleaner matches that I watched for this card. I liked it. I mean, it also showed you that if you aren't following NXT, you're going to want to, because you're going to be seeing guys
Mr. Jacob Ironside, a wrench among wrenches. Hello, sir. Which, by the way, sir, one of the best thumbnails you've ever made is the thumbnail for this show. Amazing
awesome
work.
thumbnail.
And Mr. Fraction Filter, make sure you guys. Hold on. Hello, Momo. We just blew right past that. We got to 12 likes. Awesome job. So go on, Ego. You were saying about the Ricky Saints?
Yeah, it was actually a really smooth and really nice match. And if you weren't familiar with them, you'd be like, hey, how are they wrestling like they've got this cohesion going, that things don't look sloppy and that it's pretty smooth? Like, well, hey, these guys have been doing this since their NXT days, and it shows you, hey, when you get the main roster call up, you can always run these matches back. They know their spots, they know their moves. It's going to be entertaining enough. And if you add story to that, it just shows that, hey, they're really doing great things in NXT, and there's a reason why they want you to go there before you get to WWE, so you can have a match as smooth and as polished as that one. They also made the right call with Trick going over, so you can do a potential feud with Carmelo Hayes in the future.
Speaking of matches that were sloppy, for the Women's United States title, Tiffany Stratton being the first woman to defend this title on a premium live event, and her opponent was Jade Cargill.
Wow.
And this match looked sloppy in a lot of different spots. Ultimately, the right call was made. Tiffany goes over. There was interference. So, and especially with the appearance of Charlotte there, really, I kind of feel sorry for Tiffany, because this match, which should have been showcasing her, was really just to play an angle to get to Charlotte and Jade at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So your thoughts, sir?
I will say this, for how sloppy it wasn't as reckless as I've seen for Jade. I will give her props on that. The only problem is, for it not to look that way, is if she looks incredibly slow. And I'm like, that's something I'd expect from Nia Jax 5 or 6 years ago, not from someone as athletically talented and gifted as Jade.
You silly boy. You silly boy. What?
No, sir. No.
Why would you think that?
No.
Why would you think that?
No.
Again, I explained this on Wednesday. SummerSlam is in Minnesota. Tiffany Stratton is from Minnesota.
Yeah,
this belt will be on that show again, with Tiffany Stratton going in as the defending champion.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only thing that was confusing to me was, if you're going to have Charlotte interfere so that it winds up being Charlotte v. Jade, okay, I get it. But why was Chelsea Green there?
Chelsea Green was there because they're playing the story of Chelsea's trying to be a good person now. So she's helping Tiffany out. Tiffany's been the mean girl. I mean, she's been a brat. I mean, she's a baby face, but she's a brat. So they're playing this angle out. They're going to become friends again. B-Fab and Michin had got them on the show to do something. So it just prolonged. Again, this was just an angle to get to Charlotte and Jade at SummerSlam. So, which
A lot of work to do. A lot of work to do that, man.
I kind of feel sorry for Tiffany in that sense. But again, the right decision. I was in another chat group, and that prettiest moonsault ever is exactly the word. It is pretty. That is a beautiful thing to watch. I'm not going to lie. And that brought us to the main event of the night for the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn versus Gunther. This was the only match I got wrong. I thought Cody would come out on top because I did say if Obo won King of the Ring, Cody's going over in this match. I said if Jay won, then Sammy would in this match. So regardless, Gunther kind of got asked out.
Fair.
Tiffany from Minnesota, got Brock from Minnesota, Jack from Minnesota. Yes.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
I mean, and as far as Chad goes, there's only one outcome. Chad Gable walks out of SummerSlam, the Intercontinental Champion.
Agreed.
No, that's not the only one that matters. I'm sorry. That does not count.
Give that man that point.
God, you got 1 point. Great. So you went 30%, and I went 83. Stop it. This match was a lot of fun. This was a very, very good match. This match was excellent. As much as Ego is a Cody Rhodes hater, we're just going to do this.
Boo this man!
Cody Rhodes tells an excellent story in the ring. As Ego used to say, Gunther is boring.
You just made the list!
Ego now acknowledges that Gunther, like Io, is incapable of having a bad match. I do agree with that. I thought Sammy was the wild card in this match. He's the in-between guy. He's the last really good guy. He's doing heelish things, kind of cutting promos on Cody. This match was fucking exciting.
Yeah.
I had to stop because I'm taking notes and I'm like, oh wait, I need to actually get invested in this, especially at the end. The end was fantastic. Ego, thoughts? Go on.
First of all, I just want to make it known that of all the picks that we had from this Wednesday, this is the only one that you got wrong because everyone else said Sammy. It has to be known. But I will say that I was frustrated the first 1/3 of the match because I'm like, why is it seeming like this is just Cody v Gunther because we're seeing limited offense from Sami Zayn, and when he gets hit, he's automatically outside of the ring. What is happening? I do not want to see Cody v Gunther for the 4th or 5th time. I do not.
No one did.
Maybe like 9 or 10 minutes in it started to get interesting.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh wow, I really need to pay attention now. And you're like, oh, by the end, you're like, oh, a double crossroads. And then Gunther fell out the ring. I'm like, here we go. Here comes Cody repeating as champion. And then inside cradle?
The roll up. It was a jackknife roll up. No, it was a victory roll.
I was like, I put my hands up like this when I saw it. I was like, yo, that's great. I wanted that. I need that to happen. Like there needs to be a change. And I think that Matt was the one that said Cody does better when he's on the prowl for his championship. So I dig it. That was a very good match. And I don't know how long that match was, but it was worth every minute.
From the start of the intros to the closing bell was 26 minutes.
Not bad at all. But for 3 guys, that's not bad.
And then the Tiffany Jade from intros to the closing bell was the shortest match of the night at 11 total minutes.
Okay, makes sense.
yeah, their actual in ring was like around 8 minutes.
That's a typical Jade match. That makes sense. Yeah.
That's long for a Jade match.
3 minutes long.
So yeah, and when I saw the two, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna kick out, and then I looked over at my clock, and I'm like, oh no, we're not. And I'm like, holy shit, they actually did it. They actually did it. And then I saw as he was walking down to the ring when they showed the stat, his 10th time going for a world title. I'm like, ooh, 10th time. Number 10.
Well, those are some Abe Lincoln numbers.
Right. Well, wow, sir. You know what? You deserve this one now.
Fatality.
Well done, sir, on that one. Well done indeed. So yeah, I thought the show had a nice surprise ending that I was not expecting. I thought the show overall was pretty darn good. Your thoughts on the main event?
It earned its spot as the main event to me. And so with those three guys, like I said, again, I didn't want to see Cody retain. I couldn't see a way for Gunther, and it wasn't Saudi. So I was like, hey, if it could just be Sammy, that would be great. And we got that. You know, it actually means that you're going to want to tune in to these kinds of PLEs, because typically we didn't think there'd be that many championship changeovers, especially when it comes to the undisputed and or heavyweight titles. So, I mean, this gets people wanting to actually want to watch these midday PLEs because there are actually stakes, and they actually made it so that we're going to want to watch.
Enough at you, sir. So yeah, a decent show. One of the better shows overall of the WWE has done this year. And now we're on the road to SummerSlam. We got 4.5 weeks as of the next Wednesday night is overbooked. But I want to thank everyone for stopping by. Like I said, these are just quick initial gut reactions. We'll be doing a lot more in depth on Wednesday. We'll also be talking about the very busy Sunday in professional wrestling, as there is TNA Slammiversary, AEW Forbidden Door, and NXT The Great American Bash. We will not be doing live. We will not be going live tomorrow for any of those, because it is my Monday for work too. So that's just a whole lot of wrestling and not a lot of time for me to sleep. But in the meantime, Mr. LeftEyeEgo, what do you have in store, sir?
Latest short is up on my YouTube. It's basically me and my son doing our first father-son Oberstrut. Check it out on my shorts and on my TikTok and Instagram as well. Still trying to find time to edit one of the videos that I made about a week and a half ago. So hopefully if I'm able to put that up, you'll see that as well. But check out the short. You're going to love it.
And yes, there is Saturday's main event, but we are not covering that because no one cares. And you are welcome, sir. You are welcome. And as for myself, like I said, we will be back with Wednesday Nights Overbooked. I will be dropping a video on Monday about the busy Sunday in professional wrestling. And I want to thank everyone who stopped by. We got our goal, so we will be having a special segment come Wednesday night. Thanks to you. Thanks to the chat. Thank you to the Momo. And until we see you guys again, I would like to say have a great rest of your weekend. Keep talking. Keep smiling. Ego Sky's the best wrestler in the world. Till next week. Take care and always have fun.
Here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
Ha 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 ha.